Hey guys, just want to make a real quick video. Shouldn't take long at all. I got a couple more things today. I had just a little bit of money I wanted to spend, and so I went and grabbed a couple more coins and stuff today. So also I wanted to show something I did pick up recently on Amazon. As I did get these, you can see these, these hard cases with the insert foam things on it. If you can see that. And it's kind of it came with a whole set of them. It was pretty good price actually, so I was pleasantly surprised about that. So I've been going through, and all my coins I've been going through and putting them, in these nice cases and stuff. So I really like these, and it just kind of makes them stand out. And then you also don't have the coins like clacking on the side sometimes if it's not super tight. One thing I like about this also was, even though I bought the size, this is it's going to kind of vary, but it was kind of made for the American Silver Eagles, since I have mostly those. But it does fit other sizes. There are obviously some limitations to it, but a good example is the Maple Leafs. It's a good example of that. You can kind of see that there. What I found, though, is, I don't know if you can probably tell this on here, but you might be able to see a small gap right here on the edges. So I was able to still use this for Maple Leaf. I just had to tear off another inside rim, just maybe a little less than half of it around here. And it actually fits. You can see a little bit of gap over here, and maybe on this side as well. You might see a little small gap there. So, but it still works well, and it doesn't move. So I don't have to, it's kind of nice. I don't have to buy, since this was a pretty big box, I don't have to go, buy a different case for things like this as well. And I've had several Maple Leafs that really came in handy for that. Also it did fit the Panda that I already have. This is the 2010 Panda. Okay, so there's that one, and then I say I've got a lot of American Eagles. I'm still debating over on these. I have the 88 and 89 Maple Leaf in the original packaging, and I'm still kind of I hesitate taking them out of their packaging, although I kind of, part of me wants to put them in the case. But I think I'm kind of debating it, so I kind of go back and forth. I may actually, next time I see my coin guy, I may actually ask him. I didn't think about it until I was in the car already, and I thought, I should ask him what his thoughts were. But obviously he sold these to me in the packaging, so obviously he must think there's some kind of value in leaving them like this and stuff. So, but I just don't want to hurt the value on these by ripping them out and stuff. But I had another coin shop had told me that he takes them out due to just being able to store them, storm issues. I guess he cuts them out and stacks them in the tubes and stuff. So but one reason why I got these was not only the date, but also the just the fact that they were in the packaging. I thought was really cool and really unique. And so I just kind of felt like other investors may feel the same way, other collectors and stuff may feel the same. So also I recently got this Britannia here. So this one, it's a 2020 Britannia, but I did have to do the same thing and cut out a little extra on the top part, and that made it fit in there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So again, I was able to kind of get as much use out of these cases as possible for the coins that I do have and stuff. So one that did not work. I could not get this to fit because this is a 1.5 ounce, and so it's quite thick on this one. So on this Canadian, the Fox one. So, but if you can tell, but it's quite a bit thick compared to the American Eagles and stuff. So that I may try to look up and see. I think this one's fine for now in here. It's not going to probably be damaged or anything. Maybe eventually I'll try to get if I can find a small set of some cases that'll fit this style, then I will, but it's not a huge priority right now. So one thing I wanted to point out too, which was kind of interesting, maybe a little concerning, but this it looks like an American Silver Eagle, but you can see here this is privately minted, and I got this. This was from the Money Metals Exchange. Yeah, Money Metal Exchange. You can see that right there. Although, if you notice, I had to add some more on the top of this one as well. So this is definitely a little bit smaller than your typical American Silver Eagle, which is a little bit of a concern for me. I don't know, maybe that's normal. If people out there, if I don't know, are your silver rounds a little smaller than your American Silver Eagles? I'd be kind of curious to get some feedback on that. I have not really invested in silver rounds that much, so I'm still learning the all this silver stuff as it is. But that was a little bit of a concern when I saw that. I thought, well, that's kind of odd, because I mean, I know they try to mimic the images on it as best they can, which is kind of cool. But I don't know, that kind of concerns me. I don't necessarily want to put a whole lot of money in the silver rounds, probably. It just seems like, from what I've noticed, it just seems like they're probably a little harder to resell in general, and so I don't want to be stuck with something that I can't sell later if I come across hard times, or just things like that come up. I want to be able to, it'd just be really frustrating if I can't sell it. And of course, there may be some things like that. I don't know about the Silver Fox, maybe a little harder to sell. There may be, even Maple Leafs, maybe a little bit trickier sometimes. But, I think most of that's pretty popular stuff, as far as, especially the Silver Eagles, Maple Leafs, and the Pandas and all that are pretty common bullion. That's going to be pretty popular. So, but as far as this, I probably won't be buying any of these anytime soon, unless I just see some really cool collection. And there was another silver, stacker that I can't remember what channel it was, but there was one, he had a good point. He was saying that he did buy, if there's like a first in a series of some new stuff that's coming out, that's a whole series, then he recommended buying especially the first one, if you can get the first release of that series. Then he did recommend buying that. And I guess there tends to be a big markup on those eventually. So once they're kind of sold out, and you hold on to it, and maybe you buy multiples of and you can maybe buy the series, but the main thing is buy the first one of the series if you can, and maybe buy multiples of it. That way you might have one to keep for long term, have one or two to keep, and then maybe you're able to also sell off the rest if you want to kind of, once that premium spikes up, if you want to turn around and sell it and make some profit. So that's an interesting idea. So real quick, go into what I got today. So I got another American Silver Eagle, one of my favorites. This was in 1991, and I thought it was in pretty good shape. It's in, there's a little bit of spotting on here and stuff, but nothing too major. I thought there's a little spot down there and stuff, but I thought it was pretty clean for a 91. I said I don't necessarily focus too much on the dates on these, but I do like if I can get an older one. And my local guy here, he doesn't charge anymore really for it. So I'm still going to pay a 5 over spot if it's an older one, or if it's brand new or something. So if I can, I'll try to grab the older ones, just because down the road maybe it could have more value and stuff. If it's in good shape. If it's really messed up, then I probably would pass even then. And then second, I got another Panda today. Now this one was a little bit more premium because it's a 2013. You can see that there. Yeah, 2013 Panda. And so also it'd be, I like the fact that these are still 1 ounce, 1 ounce Panda. So the newer ones are 30 grams. I mentioned that in a previous video, but so I do like the fact that it's a true troy ounce. In that, in 2013, I guess, is a popular year as well. It was a low mintage year. That's what my guy was talking about. So, it was, because of that, there was a premium. So I did have to pay $8 over spot price for this. However, with the price down a little bit today, So I got a little over like 32 bucks, so it wasn't too bad. Since the price was down, I thought, maybe now is the time to go ahead and pick up one of these, spend a little extra, and then I really like those Pandas, and then I had a little bit more money left over with the cash I brought, and so I kind of was, I was asking them, I was like, well, is there any way I can pick up another just a Walking Liberty? This is just constitutional silver, 90% silver, junk silver, all a lot of people call it, but it's just kind of another one because I do still want to add to my constitutional silver, which I don't have a ton yet and stuff. So I do need to keep adding to that. It's just sometimes I find myself, when I have the money, you got to kind of weigh out a little bit. Like, well, do you want this, which is really good for an emergency situation type of thing, then this can really come in handy. Whereas the bullion and stuff like that, could have more value all the way around. And so I'm kind of torn because I'm like, well, this stuff's really nice, and I know I'm highly confident I can resell it and get, and even get a premium out of it and stuff. So, and stuff, and it looks nice, and it's very nice. It's very nice and very fun to collect. This stuff here is, not as nice. It's not as fun to collect, honestly, and stuff. So I just, I find myself, I do like, I guess what I would focus on these, I think for the constitutional silver, my focus would be more on the Walking Liberties and the Mercury dimes. In terms of those are just, kind of my preference, and probably what I like the most in terms of that. I'm not too crazy about the quarters. Even the Roosevelt dimes, I'm kind of, and stuff. So to me, if I'm gonna invest in that, I'd rather go spend, some money on these. But you got to think, like, so if I go spend, one of these Walking Liberties is about $10, and I got a little bit better deal because I didn't have the change. That was ended up being like, I think I ended up paying maybe 9 something. But he ended up taking what I had left over in my cash, and he was like, "That's fine, don't worry about it." And so he gave me a new one. So I really probably got this a little under what I should have paid for the Walking Liberty. So I felt pretty good about that. But normally these are at least 10 something, depending on the spot price, of course. But these are about $10 just for a 50-cent piece, and the 9% silver. So you have to think. Sometimes you got to kind of weigh out. So, basically 3 of these equals 1 of these. But this is, but you're getting, you're getting on this one, you're getting 0.999 silver and a full troy ounce of silver. And you have the new more like a numismatic value to it that collectors and stuff will enjoy, and stuff as well. This is going to be mostly, basically just 90% silver. Okay, it's got plenty of wear and tear. It's circulated. It's, it's still a beautiful coin, or it was at one day, and stuff. So they're still well known and all that. But when we talk about, especially when we compare it to just a regular, like the one I got today, compare it to the Silver Eagle, this is even more comparable because it's at least, this is actual currency in the United States. And so, especially when you compare that with this, to me, it's almost like, well, I'd rather spend $30 and get this that has a better resale value than get this. However, with that being said, in terms of a crisis, then it would be nice to have, you'll need to have maybe some smaller increments. So they both have their value, and I think the constitutional silver is going to be good in terms of a crisis or a total collapse of the fiat currency, for example, or just the economy in general would be good to have. So and stuff. So that's kind of what what I'm doing. But let me know what your thoughts, if you'll have any thoughts on there, and so make sure to subscribe and to share. I'm trying to build this channel up a little bit. I don't do this for money or anything. I just do this for fun, and I'm just kind of learning all this stuff as I go as well. So if you got any input, advice, especially on your thoughts on should I rip this open and put those in a hard case, or would that be a really bad move? Should I leave them in here? Because I'm trying to also, I want to figure that out, because I'm debating. He still has some at the shop, and so I'm debating over. Next time I have some more money to spend, I'm debating over grabbing some more of these while he's got them, because I don't, it won't last. They won't last forever and stuff. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments and stuff. Should I rip it open, or should I and put it in a case, or should I leave it as is? Don't touch it, and since it's in the original packaging. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.